Thank you for still being there, watching us, discussing the future of the sports industry in Malaysia. Specifically for today, we're discussing about the football industry and we're looking at marketing our football and also the region's football in that sense. So I would give the chance for Ruben, but I would like to make that point that, you know, yes, because it's there, it must run. But Kelantan really have defied the odds, for example.
Okay, I used to be one of those people. I mean, you mentioned earlier about queuing up at the stadium to watch the game. I used to be one of those people who used to queue up to buy tickets to watch KL games when I was young. So the question is, I mean, Safirul said people give excuses about corruption and that's why people are not going anymore. But I actually would like to blame Astro.
Okay.
Because I think Astro as a form of entertainment has actually eaten up a lot of the people's viewing time, and they don't want to go to stadiums anymore because HBO is so good and ESPN is so good and Astro AWANI is so good and all these other channels have come up. So people now have so many choices of entertainment besides besides Astro, to go to cinemas and many other kinds of things to do in cities. So if you want to answer regarding why Kelantan maybe not so maybe has bucked the trend, maybe because there's not so many forms of entertainment in Kelantan as they are probably in KL.
Okay, you're going to get a lot of people from the East Coast calling me, but it's okay. I'm not saying this because I'm from Astro, but I am also a football fan. And I've been to Stadium Nasional Bukit Jalil, 80,000 over people, even though the match was being telecast live by Astro. So, you know, I can beg to differ with Ruben too on that point, because I think we really have a vibrant society in Malaysia, middle class or otherwise, and people are willing to pay. They are even willing to watch the same match in a crowd at mama shops or restaurants anywhere and pay more actually than if they go to stadium, pay for the ticket, because they eat and drink and eat and order again. So investment is there, market is there, but maybe the infrastructure, the institutions and the governance of all this system is not up to the mark. So because you are in the junior league,
right,
and we have always been saying, why don't we have the next Dari? And people keep forgetting that if you don't find them at the age of 4, 5, 6,
exactly,
so better forget it. So maybe it's the infra and the structure and the system?
Well, I know you said earlier that we're going to tell you the good side of the story, but I'm going to put the cat among the pigeons.
Okay, never mind. Let's go extreme.
I agree with Ruben when he says that people need to realize that this is an industry.
Okay.
It's not a form of entertainment. It's an industry. It's actually the second biggest industry in the world next to health.
Okay.
In terms of revenue. Okay, so it's an industry. Now, and Safirul was talking about people not going to the stadiums. I think the main problem here is you need a total change of mindset.
Okay.
We are telling people, we are not engaging them.
Okay.
When you engage them, then they come back and there's a response from them. You look at, for instance, the example of Kelantan. They're engaging their fans.
All right.
They buck the trend because they're engaging. They're online. Talk. The fans. You go to Kota Baru and the talk is about the team.
So instead of just waiting for the fans to come, you go out there and make them excited.
Exactly. Why? I mean, I'm a Liverpool fan. My team's 5,000 miles away.
Agree.
Why do I support them? Because I'm on my Twitter, on my Facebook, everything. Okay. I know exactly what's happening there.
Yes.
If they've got a new manager this morning, we'll know about it immediately.
Agree.
Unfortunately, the change of mindset needs to happen at the football level here in Malaysia, because I think the people who are in charge are not sensing this, are not realizing that people need to be engaged.
Okay.
Don't tell people, share. And let them share with you their opinions.
Let's take a small slice of the big picture. Grassroots development.
Yes.
Any country in the world, if they don't get this right, they're not going to be up there.
Fantastic.
Correct?
Yes.
We have seen, even at club level like Barcelona, we have seen the Dutch system.
Right.
And yet, haven't we learned all these examples and lessons?
Unfortunately, it looks like we haven't. Because when Sophia here with friends, with our junior football league, we've started the ball rolling. And it's still very difficult for us to speak to people and get them to understand it. For some strange reason, we are a very instant community. We want things instantly. If we were to invest today, can we get returns tomorrow?
Okay.
But grassroots development is a long and drawn-out process. If you look at the German football team today,
Okay.
when Jürgen Klinsmann took over in
Yes.
2004, 2005, he
Yes.
sat down with Joachim Löw and they went to every coach and every manager and every team and told them, this is the kind of player we want in 10 years.
Yes.
Therefore, this is our training module at that level. I want you to develop something that will complement it then. That's why today you see the German team playing so well. It started 6 years or 8 years
Yes.
ago.
Yes.
And they are already like 10 years ahead of us.
Agreed.
So we need to realize that this being an industry and a business, we need to start young because you need coaches, you need scouts, you need medical officers, you need everything else to support the system. It's not only about the players. And what happens to the players after they stop playing? Because they're going to be the next generation of the Jose Mourinho's, the
Yes.
Arsene Wenger's, the AVBs.
Even the football pundits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the Gary Nevilles and Phil Neville.
Yes.
We need that to have it so that the parents here in Malaysia are very education-centric, which
Yes.
is great.
Okay.
But they need to look beyond that and think that, hey, my son can have a career as a football, basketball manager.
It's a chicken and egg thing also. Parents will say, if there's a system, of course I will consider. Where are you going to get? If you go into the corporate structure, for how many years will you get that kind of pay a week? Only footballers get those kind of obscene amount of money.
Yes.
So, Puan Sopiah,
Yes.
we can talk about what's wrong with the system, but I would ask, what can we do about it? So I've looked at the Frenz initiative, and whatever it is about our local industry, your institution has just decided, forget it, we're just going to go in there, do our stuff, and we know our stuff, and we're going to change the landscape. Is that putting it correctly?
Correct. I think for me, I know it's an industry, but for me, soccer is about passion.
Okay.
I think what we've done is we've put money where our passion is. The academy started out of pure passion, and like I said, we want to put our money where our passion is. And our concept is very simple. We don't want to buy success. We want to build success. So you talk about Malaysians being impatient about getting results and so on. We are also Malaysians, so we feel that way.
Yeah.
So we have opted to go middle of the road.
Okay.
We're not starting the academy with 6-year-olds.
Yes.
We're starting the academy with 13 and 14-year-olds.
Okay.
So Frenz Academy is a very unique concept, the first of its kind in Malaysia.
Yes.
What we've done last year is we scour the whole of Malaysia looking for 50 soccer talents
Okay.
from the age of 13 and 14. And then we made them sit through our selection process. We've chosen our 50, and they're now in our academy in Jandabai.
Okay.
52 highly talented soccer players. But our program is not just focused or not just skewed towards soccer, because you're talking about parents,
Yeah.
academic is also important and so on. I think we have a very unique program in the sense that it's a three-pronged program, yeah,
Okay.
Kamarul? We understand the fact that soccer is the focus, the specialization, but it cannot be divorced from the foundation, which is
Okay.
a good, solid academic education.
Yes.
And the third part, in order to produce a champion, we actually need a third prong, which we call the enrichment program.
Okay.
This is where we go into character building, EQ, building their confidence. So the Frenz Academy's program is this three-prong that I talked about. It's a big challenge. Yeah.
I love it because how many times have we sat there in front of television or live at the stadium and people say, hi, have skill but no, you know. So
Correct.
now you're telling me they're going to be a thinking footballer.
Yes.
They're going to have mental strength because they
Yeah.
have character.
Yes.
So we're going to solve that problem very soon, and maybe 6 years.
Yes.
But somehow people are going to ask this question, but what's in it for you? Because if you have this is a large investment if I hear what you described correctly,
Yes.
because you're giving them full board.
Yes.
You know, you take them on, you train them every day, you're going to take over the business of giving them education in school.
Yes.
You're going to send them to school. You're
Correct.
going to give them breakfast, lunch, dinner, whatever in between. You're going to, in short, take them over from the parents. That's a lot of money. And what's in it for
Yeah.
you, for your institution? What's the motive? Is it CSR? Or is it a good Samaritan in the corporate world wanting to change football for Malaysia? What is it?
I think it's multi-factors.
Okay.
But you're right about the investment. You really, really need deep pockets for it. If I may just share with you,
Yes.
I think you would need, or we need, about $1 million
Okay.
to actually run in the academy per year.
Yes.
Because these 52 students, nobody is paying for them. The parents are not paying for them.
Okay.
We're paying for everything.
Yes.
And they go to a nearby, well, the football training is actually in our academy. It's fully equipped. We have our own field, we have our own futsal, we have our own gym, hostel, and so on.
Even the supporting services like physios, dietitian, whatever.
Yes. We have on board 7 qualified coaches, dietitian, and so on, who we can tap on to make sure that the students eat well. They eat a lot. They eat 6 times in a day.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
And they go to a nearby school. It's a private school, so there's a cost to it.
Private school?
It's a private school.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the enrichment program is something that we do ourselves. So what is spurring us to do this? I mentioned passion.
Yes.
And for me personally, I want to be involved in shaping a champion.
Okay.
Because what we want to do is, we want ultimately 5 years, 6 years down the road, we want to produce a team of professional footballers, homegrown,
Okay.
from Malaysia,
Yes.
from various parts of Malaysia, so there's no territoriality mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Okay. Full-fledged Malaysians to actually enter the international football arena. We want to break that glass ceiling.
I think most Malaysians will be sitting at home watching
Yeah.
this and saying, yes, that's where I want to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to call my mother and tell her that she gave birth to me too early, so miss this opportunity. But we don't want the current crop of next generation players to miss this opportunity. The world is changing. I have to go for the next break, but once we are back, maybe we have a good-hearted corporate entities like that, but we don't want it to be sporadic and depending on the person. Why can't we have a system that will churn out good-hearted players, coaches, supporting services, and even sponsors and funders at that? Let's discuss that after this commercial break, because we want to look really closely at the role of the stakeholders in this.